I know my intro says I like pizza, but today we're in the kitchen to make some Filipino food. Alright guys, so tonight we're making something called Arroz Caldo, which is a traditional Filipino dish that my parents make when it gets colder. And as you can tell, it's just that much colder these days. So I thought to myself, why not do another cooking video? And I guess I'm doing one today. Before I started, I chopped up some and minced some garlic, and I toasted them on a pan with some oil, vegetable oil. Then I boiled myself some chicken. Before we start making the full dish, I boiled that and I kept the stock inside the pot that I boiled it in, so it'll be ready for that. I added a piece of bouillon. It's one piece, if you want to go and find some of that. So it has, my broth has just a little bit of flavor into it. Traditionally, the dish is made with a lot of fish sauce or patis, and patis is this is the patis that we use, and I like it. But I try not to have too much of it. Diced me some onions, and this is ginger, just pieces of ginger. Usually, sometimes people will really julienne the ginger. I tried that before, but I found that I ate more ginger than I liked to eat. So I just made them into pieces, chopped them up, and did some ginger there. Spring onions or green onions. I washed myself some about a cup and a half of rice. Have some lemon for later on. And also, from my version of Arroz Caldo is quail eggs, and I like quail eggs. So if you don't like quail eggs, you can also use hard-boiled eggs. I'll also have a version of that tonight. So as you can see, I preheated my oil here. It's nice and warm now. Should be. Don't want to burn vegetable oil. If there's too little, you'll burn it really good. But I think we have enough here so that we can start. I'm going to put my beautiful onions and garlic and start to saute them. Oh yeah. I love the smell of garlic. I mean onion. Sauteing. And we got ourselves that beautiful yellow ginger there. Get that nice and sauteed. I really like Arroz Caldo in the dead of winter. A lot of different variations of Arroz Caldo. You can put chicken hearts and chicken liver in it. Oh, that's what my mom makes during Christmas time. Nothing says Christmas like chicken hearts. The next thing you want to add is the rice that you've cleaned. What you want to do is saute that rice too. Now the only reason why I'm using 1.5 cups is that rice will absorb a lot of water. Once it can't absorb any more water, that's when the broth starts to take place. The way Arroz Caldo should look like, actually. So next, we're going to get that broth I told you about that I had before. That's the broth. Batch of more in there. So what we'll do is we're going to pour that broth in. Turn up the heat and let that boil. Alright, so far, this is how it looks like. It's been reduced twice, and I've added about 2 liters of water so far to it. The broth is really getting into that rice. The rice has started to actually break down into starch, really close to it, as you can see. It's not the way whole rice would usually look, if you can tell. So It's basically like goulash of sorts, but a lot tastier than that. You can also see how in the broth here, the starch is actually starting to come up and starting to separate from the original packaging of the little rice that we have. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to add ourselves the chicken that we had originally boiled. Put that in there. Let me get me my peppers here. It's not freshly ground pepper, but it is pepper. It's ground pepper. And the reason why I added the bouillon earlier when I was boiling the chicken is because I wanted to add that flavor and add the salt content into the broth, as well as what I've done so far is the dish itself has reduced about 2-3 times already. So it's been about 20 minutes since I started, and what I want to make sure is as I continue to boil this off, I want to add more water, and I want to keep adding this until I have the consistency that I want. And so far I've reached that consistency, so I'll keep it at this so for now. So what we'll do is we'll cover this back up, and we'll continue to boil, it'll continue to reduce, and once we're done here, we'll be off to plating. Alright, so I've reduced it to where I want it to get to. Make sure it's stirring. I lowered down the heat. It's really getting to that sticky kind of rice part. The congee is making it look really, really nice. I'm enjoying making this for you guys. And here are our quail eggs. Put them in there. Put them in last. Get them nice and warmed up to be served. And what I like to do as well is just to add a little color to it is the green onions that I originally chopped first. I'll just place it in there. Give that a stir. There you have it. Now, off to plating. We're going to plate this 2 different ways. Alright? So I got myself my 2 lovely bowls here. Piece of chicken in one. Some quail eggs in there. Alright. We have that. We put on our beautifully toasted garlic on the top. And the spring onion or chives that I love so very much. That is one way of preparing arroz caldo. So the second way I'm going to do this dish is with a hard-boiled egg. Beautiful hard-boiled egg there. Place it into a egg slicer. Slice that through. Alright. The middle. It adds a really awesome color to the dish. Alright. Now I guess you're wondering, where does the fish sauce all come into play? Well, put these to the side over here. Get yourself a nice little sauce plate. Get your onion. This is an onion. No, get your lemon. Cut it in half. Squeeze some of that lemon inside there. Get your fish sauce. A little bit of extra salt into it. The reason why I put lemon with the patis is to really get more out of the patis than really dumping a whole bunch of patis onto my food, or fish sauce onto my food. Well guys, thanks very much for watching me cook a traditional Filipino dish. I think it originally came from the West, and we've just adapted it over the years, because Arroz Caldo, I believe, sounds very Spanish to me, but I could be wrong. Don't forget to comment. Let me know how you liked my dish tonight. Rate, subscribe. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We'll see you soon. Cheers. some of that sauce. Delicious. Nothing says Christmas like chicken hearts.